In this video demonstration, I'm going to show you how to use the brand new JND577 circle stars to make this beautiful, almost floating wreath card with the beautiful star wreath in the centre and this spray of the slimline poinsettia in gold on there. And as you can see, it shows off the benefit of the fact that that die can be used just on its own to create you an absolutely beautiful background. So let's see how this card was made. So to make this beautiful card, we're going to use all of the dies that are in the circle star set JND577. And we're going to use the fact that this frame doesn't need to actually be connected into and make a frame. It can just make a beautiful cut-in piece. So to start with, I've taken a piece of gold satin card, and this has been cut to 5.5 by 5.5 inches. And all I need to do is to simply pop the frame down, as this is not an inset of inserts. This is a solid piece. It just cuts you a beautiful frame in. And all you need to do is put that down, run that through your die cutting machine, and you'll get a beautiful piece like that, which can make a stunning Christmas card, but can also be used for other times of the year as well. It's very light that it's holly in the corners, so you can easily use that with flowers all around it. It's absolutely beautiful. So to set this off, I've taken a piece of coconut white card and I've cut this to the same 5.5, and I've just added foam tape to the square in the centre so that this is floating to give us a little bit of shadow and show the beauty of the construction of the die and the design. So go on there like that, and you can see there, by doing it like that, we get that shadowing inside and you see all of that beautiful detail rather than it being flat, which I think makes a real big difference. So I've taken the plain square, simply cut that out of white card, and I'm just going to add that into the centre. So we're keeping that gold and white theme, and you can see the die's designed it so that it's framed absolutely perfectly, so you're getting that balance of white to white. So I've then taken the next layer in the die set, which is this die here, which cuts us the perfect square with these spot on sets of stars in the corner, and I've backed it with a little bit of mirror card in that gold to match exactly with it. So you've got a little bit of other colour coming through, and again a little bit of foam tape on the back to make sure that that is completely keeping that shadowing look going. So we're going to pop that bang into the centre, and now we want to make our wreath in the centre. So to do that, I've got two scraps here, one of mirror card and one of satin card, both in gold. We want to take the three sections, so the smaller circle, the outer circle, and the stars, and just take a long piece of low tack tape, pick up your central circle, position it over the middle, and do exactly the same with the outer circle to give you an even wreath shape, and run that through our die cutting machine and cut that. And when that's cut, you get the perfect star here with all of those stars in it, which I'm just going to pop out. Popped all those through, but a great top tip on this is, if you find some of them hanging in place, this works with any die cut, just use your glue eraser on the back and it will just finish them off and take them off. And with your little stars, the best thing to do with these and to deal with those is to continue what I was doing before, which is to take a piece of double-sided adhesive and pick all those stars up so that you can use them for another project. So I'm just going to scoop those off at the moment so that I can use them a little bit later. And we'll keep hold of those to use those. And then what we want to do is you simply want to take your die or your die cut piece, and I'm using spray glue for speed, but you can use your glue glaze. Don't use your normal super tacky glue. And I'm just going to place that onto the piece I want behind it, and then you simply take the large die and click it back into place so it's exactly in the same place as it was, and take that down, and take your center ring and do exactly the same again. Take that down, run that through and cut that, which gives you the perfect wreath of stars there, which we've got absolutely spot on. Now I've cut myself a little banner here, and this is 3/4 of an inch by roughly sort of by roughly nearly 3.5, and I've used the wishes from the bold Christmas wishes sentiment on this one. And all I want to do is just tuck that in and make sure it's even before I turn that over and add my foam tape. So normally when I'm putting a wreath on, I would take my foam tape and go around the circle. Because I want to secure that piece, I'm going to secure that piece first, and then I'm just going to take some foam tape and go all the way around that circle. That means it's only added there. So the perfect place to put it in is really simple. The stars guide you, and then just take a pair of scissors and pull them gently against that card, and it will curl that wishes absolutely perfectly. So now here I've got a larger card blank made up, and I've matted and layered. This is a little bit more of that card, so it's got a little bit of white and it's got a little bit of gold on it, and this one's been cut to 7 by 7 so that we can make a beautiful mantelpiece pleasing card. So I'm just taking the foam tape off. I'm not putting it down flat as I don't want to crush that little wishes. So we're going to just frame that perfectly into the center, and you can see there everything is hanging off, everything is showing that beautiful shadow. It's a very modern looking card. And then I've made up some of the absolutely stunning slimline poinsettia, and these work perfectly in your mirror card and in your satin card because it cuts the line in the center. So I've just got a little selection of them here, and we're just going to add those, and I'm going to stick those on using some of the 3D glue gel in a little syringe. And I'm just going to put them as a little collection around that wreath. So we've got them coming out there, and I'm just going to echo it in this top right hand corner as well. And although unusual, as you remember from the original, we're going to balance it with a set of the little ones down in this bottom left hand. So we're keeping a sweep across the card, attracting your eye and pointing it directly to that beautiful centerpiece. And all that glitter, and all that glitters isn't gold. For more ideas, hints, tips and inspiration, why not visit the John Next Door official page on Facebook.